everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Today's reading, we're going to find out who is talking about you, what are they saying, and what you can do about it, okay? And we have 3 piles to choose from based on the photos in the pictures here provided. So take a good look here. We've got pile number 1, which is the boundaries card, and it represents the Great Wall of China. Okay, so if you're feeling that, you'll choose pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have reflection and Mount Shasta's moon in California. Okay, and it's the moon rising over a mountain. If you're feeling that image, you'll choose pile number 2. And for pile number 3, we have a Cherokee Native American here holding a talking stick in the Native American tradition. And the title of this card is Truth. Truth for pile number 3. So we have boundaries, reflection, and truth. Choose what pile is calling to you, what word, what image is calling to you, and you can find timestamps in the description box below. For those of you that want to follow me on social media, I'm at Natalie H Astrology on Blue Sky. And for those of you that would like readings with me, information is in the description box below for how to book a personal tarot reading with me or a natal chart reading. So with that, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Okay. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose boundaries, and today's reading is called Who is Talking Shizz About You? And what are they saying? What can you do about that? Okay, so we're going to find out who is doing this talking, what are they saying about you, and what can you do? Thank you so much for being here today. Pile number 1, you chose the boundaries card and the Great Wall of China. Let's see here for pile number 1. Let's find out who is talking shiz about pile number 1, please. Who is doing this talking? Okay. And the tarot cards here as well. Okay, we have the Sun, Queen of Cups, and 10 of Pentacles. Okay. This is somebody who always wants to see the bright side of things. This is somebody who is actually been quite supportive of you in the past, pile number 1. Okay, so we're going to see who is doing this, because why, right? If they had been very supportive of you in the past, helped build you up, said nice things about you, been there for you, encouraging you, why would they all of a sudden start talking shiz? Okay. And also pile number 1, I want to remind you what a good person you are, and that there are plenty of people in this world who say beautiful, wonderful, nice things about you as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and find out. We have set healthy boundaries. And again, this is the armadillo spirit. And this is somebody who, again, the Queen of Cups is great, but she may not have the best boundaries. Okay. And so this could be somebody who normally is very, open and nice and giving a lot and all of that, but lately who has become closed off to you, okay? Or maybe you've become closed off to someone else that you used to really, really like, that you used to really, really, and this could be somebody in your family as well with the Ten of Pentacles here, pile number one. This could be somebody that, a maternal figure, especially with the Queen of Cups here. Somebody who normally is very encouraging or very nice or has nothing but good things to say, who's been kind of withdrawn lately or has been hurt about something, so they've withdrawn from you. We have Taurus energy here, okay? So this could be somebody who's a Taurus or has Taurus heavily in their chart, or perhaps you do, pile number one. And Taurus people are known for being dependable and loyal and steadfast, okay? But let's see, we have magic stream, okay? And we have the broom, conflicts and clearing the air. So there's a discussion that needs to happen here. And we have Thanatos, completion, support, and expediency, okay? And there's somebody that has been, and again, this is somebody that I feel that would like to resolve a conflict with you quickly, because it's uncomfortable for them and it's hard for them to hide what they're feeling. I do feel that this person has been very quiet around you recently, or they have been very like, you know, and I do feel they'd like the relationship to be closer. There is a conflict and a need to clear the air, and that's why they have been pulled back, or that's why they haven't really been talking as much here, okay? And for some of you, this could have to do with money or finances, okay, with the Ten of Pentacles here in the magic stream, or somebody who has borrowed money to you in the past. This could be a family member, or this could be somebody you've borrowed money to in the past and now they're staying away from you. But there could be some type of a money situation going on here as well, like thinking that money grows on trees, or unending support is always going to be there. Interesting energy here. We have self-absorbed. Okay, so they feel that, and I feel like because this person is mostly happy-go-lucky, or mostly has a good attitude, okay, or they're mostly happy when you see them, okay, this is somebody who is accusing you of being self-absorbed, pile number one, okay? And, you know, whether they've become self-absorbed or you've become self-absorbed, the perception could be wrong. And, you know, this magic stream of, oh, you feel like my support or my financial support or my emotional support is just going to be there and show up for you and be perfect all the time. And that's a lot of pressure. And that's not, you know, that's not, I can't be there for you like that anymore. And you expect me to keep giving to you in that way. And I can't keep giving to you in that way anymore. And I want to keep giving. And for some of you, this could be a friend as well that is, you know, maybe having some financial trouble with family, or is dealing with some family issues. This with the Sun and the Queen of Cups, this could definitely be involving like a mother and a child, or a mother and a son, or a family issue where somebody has been pulling back and hasn't really been talking or giving their support as much. And maybe there is something going around saying that they're self-absorbed or you're self-absorbed. Somebody could be like obsessed with their child, or obsessed with their son, or obsessed with, you know, what's going on in their family, and doesn't have time to, is pulling back their energy and is putting boundaries up. And perhaps there was always good vibes or good energy between you and this person, or that you two were always supportive of each other. But lately it feels like there's too many debits in the credit column type thing, and somebody's being accused of being self-absorbed. And here we have support and expediency, like you expect me when something is going on, you expect me to come running and always support you and always give you that, always make you feel better. Like you always expect me to show up and make you feel better. And I can't always do that because I have, other responsibilities. Okay. And it's really easy to be supportive and giving and all of that when you have a lot of money, right? But not everybody has a lot of money, and some people could feel taken advantage of monetarily as well. Some people could be hanging on to resources and not sharing as freely with other people because they have certain boundaries up, and then people are getting accused of being self-absorbed or not having like enough empathy, right? Because it says seek to feel what others are feeling, which is very Queen of Cups, right? Seek to feel what others are feeling, express empathy to others to overcome being self-absorbed. Okay, and here we have the Queen of Cups giving to the Sun, and the Sun can be like very me, self-absorbed. Like, I like the attention you're giving me, I like the support you're giving me. Some of you here could have had a fight with your mother, or a fight with someone in your family, or a friendship where the boundaries are not that great, right? Where it's almost like as close as a family bond, but a person's always relying on the other person's support. We have unlovable here. Practice radical self-acceptance and love yourself with all your flaws. Okay, and this could be where it's like, okay, I feel that this person is feeling unlovable since you've withdrawn from them or put boundaries with them. And, sometimes like when we're constantly giving and giving everything we have to other people, we're not taking enough time to take care of ourselves. But then we do take care of ourselves, and other people accuse us of being self-absorbed. So that is really hard, right? And where people have become very codependent or reliant on other people for their sense of self-worth. And then when that's withdrawn, people feel very hurt. And what I'm getting more of in your pile is, with this boundaries card here, is that you and this person care about each other, but there is a sense of being hurt. And it's like, well, you don't care about me anymore. What? You don't love me anymore? What? You don't care what happens to me anymore? What? You're not going to show up and support me anymore? That doesn't feel fair. That doesn't feel good. And we have today for tomorrow, okay? And we see two people who look exactly the same. I mean, you could have mother and daughter here. You could have sisters. You could have brother and sister. But these two people, they look quite a lot, okay? Quite a lot alike. And maybe you and this person, maybe you even really resemble one another or really look alike in a lot of ways. And of course, that does happen in families as well, where people look the same or they have the same hair color. We see the reddish brownish hair color here. And for some of you, this could be like your child. For those of you who are parents, saying, okay, my child is hurt because I'm being self-absorbed in everything that I'm doing, and they're used to me always being there for them. But money doesn't grow on trees. Like, I don't have unending support to constantly give them. And somebody could be like withdrawing some support from the other person, whether it's financial or telling this person, hey, I will be here for you, but you need to learn to stand on your own, that type of thing. And it's like, where you used to always stand with me and hold my hand or be there for me, I feel like you don't love me anymore, or you don't care about me anymore. And it is a sense of feeling unlovable or feeling, but if we're depending on someone else, this is where dependency really starts to come in, and where we really need, perhaps we need the bond between two people to, um, perhaps we need better boundaries, right? Perhaps we need better expectations or less codependency in relationships. Perhaps we can tell a person, I love you and I'm here for you and I want to be here for you, but I can't always come every time you need. I can't always like instantaneously show up and give you perfect, unwavering support every time you need me. Okay. And so, yeah, I do feel like there is something going on with that. Someone who's been perfectly supportive or perfectly there for you in the past feels kind of self-absorbed, or like they put up boundaries, and the other person could be feeling like, oh, now that I've withdrawn my support, it doesn't, or now that I'm not constantly giving you 100% of my love, support, and attention, it feels like you don't really want to talk to me anymore. That type of energy. Feelings can be hurt, right? We have the unknown, surrender, curiosity, and faith. Uncertainty is the only certainty that there is. Okay. And this can be where the sun involves in, the sun is as certain as you can get, right? The sun rises every day. It sets every day. It is a model of certainty. Okay. And, the moon, though, the Queen of Cups, is not as certain. The moon shrinks and it becomes full, and it shrinks and it's there and it's not there. And, this can have to do with expectations. I always expect you to fill me up and support me. And when we're relying just on one person to do that, and then they withdraw their support, it's like, okay, what is going on with this person? And it could be that they're just pulling back because there's boundaries there that they, and there could be a conflict about boundaries that needs to be talked about in the friendship, relationship, and if you get close enough to someone, pile number one, and you're a really giving, happy person who likes to help other people, and if you start getting close enough, boundary issues are going to come up. Okay, they definitely are. And it's like, I don't know what's going on with you. I feel like you've been kind of keeping to yourself, but there's a certain level of healthiness that comes from having a boundary. But sometimes people get really clunky around their boundaries because it's like, I don't know if this person is just trying to practice healthy self-respect and have a boundary, or if they're mad at me, or if they're upset with me, right? And it's kind of this unknown question mark. Okay, I don't know what's going on with you, and you're not sharing with me, and it feels like you're being self-absorbed, and I'd really like to be there for you, and coming with good intentions into a situation, which I feel like you and this person actually, I feel like, are coming to the table with good intentions, but someone's been pulling back, and it may be a healthy thing to pull back at times. We have solar calm and clarify. Okay, it's like, well, I just want to clarify what's going on. I don't know what's going on with you. I just want to have a discussion. I just want to have a talk about it and clear the air. And I actually feel like, let's get the last card out, compromise. Okay. Yeah. I actually feel like this is a relationship where compromise can be reached. Okay. And from a calm state of, we can get on the same page here. I actually don't feel like this relationship is damned, or you have a dire enemy who wants to see your downfall, pile number one. I feel like feelings are hurt, understandably, okay? I feel like expectations are high for the relationship or friendship or situation because people have always been there in the past and have always been really supportive. So expectations to kind of always be there are really high. But people go through phases of their life where they have to withdraw or they need to be more self-absorbed. And sometimes we don't know why that's happening, but sometimes it's a independent, like we have to be able to have a compromise of we're there for each other and we love each other and we care about each other and we're not up each other's butts every 5 seconds, but at the same time, we still support one another in our care for one another. So finding this compromise in, you know, how quickly we show up for someone, our communication with someone, you know, care in the situation, that type of thing. It's like, oh, if I call you, we're always talking about you the entire time. Like, it doesn't feel like you care what I say. Like, these are some issues that have to be addressed sometimes in relationships. And as we get older and more mature, like these issues do come up. It's not just a relationship of, you know, someone always giving to the other person. I feel like once a compromise is reached and things are out in the open between you and this person, and, you know, boundaries are talked about or maintained, or it's like, it's not that I don't care about you or I don't love you. It's just that ... type of thing. Okay. And I do feel you and this person are going to get past this situation. I do feel like there is a compromise. I feel like both of you want a compromise in this situation. You both care about each other. And I feel like both of you are going to calm down and be at peace with everything, and everything, the magical stream, you know, between you two is going to be restored. And I feel like, you know, the Sun and the Queen of Cups is a good omen. Ten of Pentacles, things are going to be solid between you and this person in the future, I feel like, but there are some important boundary things to address. And, you know, there needs to be a weighing here of, is somebody being self-absorbed or are they just, you know, taking time for themselves, right? Is the big question, okay? And yeah, pile number 2, I really don't feel like that many people are talking insane levels of crap about you, which is good. Like, people genuinely have good things to say about you. So pile number 1, that is what I am getting. Let me know how that reading resonated for you. And let's move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the reflection pile and Mount Shasta's moon in California, okay? And today's reading is called Who is Talking Shizz About You? What are they saying and what can you do about it? Okay, so we're gonna find out who is saying anything about you. Pile number 2, who's saying what are they saying and what can you do? Ooh, I just got a little feeling there of nervousness, pile number 2. So maybe there has been some uneasy energy going on lately, but let's check and see who is talking shizz about pile number 2. Or maybe you're kind of nervous to find out, pile number 2. You're like, oh boy, what did I do now? Okay, let's see. Who is talking shiz about? Oh yeah, there's the 8 of Swords. I don't know what I did. Okay, I don't know. Let's see. Pile number 2. Who is talking shiz? Or maybe this person is nervous about you finding out that they're talking shiz. That could be coming up here too, pile number 2. All right, let's rub our lucky crystal here. All right, good. Pile number 2, let's see what's going on. We have the 7 of Swords, okay, the Ace of Swords, and we have the 6 of Cups, okay. This is somebody who could be nervous about telling you the truth or has gone back on something that they have promised. Let's take a look at what is going on. We have dolphin spirit, this and that are true. Now, this and that are true is an interesting statement, pile number 2, okay? And this is a slippery little sucker that we have here going on with this person who's talking shiz, because this person lies a lot sometimes, okay? They're not always, they change their mind a lot. They go back and forth on things a lot. They're not always 100%. They tell a lot of white lies, okay? And they're not telling, they're saying here with the Ace of Swords, they're saying what the other person wants to hear to make them feel better. And they're telling themselves that, well, that's not a lie. I do care about this person. Or, well, that is true. I didn't show up that day because I wasn't feeling well, right? But then, like, the reason behind it is that they were going to meet someone else, right? But they're like, but technically technically I did have a stomach ache earlier that day, right? That type of rationale and that type of thinking where it's like, well, and it creates a person who is ethically ambiguous and somebody who is telling others, communicating in a way that's very pleasant and nice, okay, with the Ace of Swords, and knowing that the truth would probably hurt someone, or changing what they say a lot of the times, okay, and instead saying the more pleasant thing that's like a half truth, right? And wink, 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 like, oh, I couldn't show up because of wink, wink, wink. And it's kind of like half of a truth, okay? So this could be somebody that you've caught in a lie before, or maybe you've suspected that what they were telling you wasn't exactly the truth, okay? And this could be like somebody who's been really nice to your face, or who seems like who's communicated really nice things to you. And for some of you, I'm getting 2 situations. I'm getting somebody at work who is like this, who is always starts conversations with you that are very pleasant, but then behind the scenes is kind of like, oh, da 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 da. I'm also getting a person that you've dated, or a person that, maybe you, with the 6 of Cups here, that you had feelings for, or you in the past, or that you were romantically involved with, okay? And it's like, oh, and their whole thing is kind of like, well, a white lie never hurt, or this type of thing. We have Aries, okay? Aries energy. So this could be, now this person could be somebody who has Aries in their chart, okay? Or pile number 2, you could be an Aries. And the energy that I was getting with that flip-flopping like that is very Libra, okay? This kind of like, well, I'll tell people what they want to hear so that they're not mad at me. And it's kind of halfway true anyway, but what I'm doing is just getting out of having to face the truth about my feelings. So I kind of tell lies sometimes because I don't want to face the truth about my feelings. And, this is a person who could argue that, well, what I said, it was kind of true. Okay, that's their, this could be a person who says nice things all the time, and talks about how they love honesty, and has said they love brutal honesty, or they really like honesty, okay? And honesty is a big thing for them. Sincerity and honesty and being able to speak their mind is a very important thing for them. And they've always had good things to say about you, or they've liked you in the past, okay? But this is a person who goes back and forth on the things, the commitments that they've made a lot, and who is kind of like, well, I said and did what I needed to do there. Now I'm going to go do what I really want to do over here. Okay. What I'm talking about, pile number 2, is essentially a liar. Okay. And we have storm fields here. Okay. And what you see is you see a lot of stopping and going and different paths to go down, right? We see a road and it's all over the place. It's like, da, 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 and it's like, oh, I couldn't get there on time. I had this detour and that detour, and here's some flowers. I'm sorry for that. Okay, but it's causing a lot of chaos. Okay. And, you know, there's a demanding of wanting to know the truth about something. And then there's the avoidance of actually saying it. And then there's the mess that it causes, pile number 2. Now, this person, this could be somebody, like I said, that makes a big deal out of people being honest and people saying what they want. You know, this could also be somebody who's very daring, who likes to do like extreme sports. This could be somebody who likes to drive fast. This could be somebody who is quite macho in some ways, or has like a macho way of presenting, whether they're a man or a woman. And this is a person who could be very competitive as well. Okay. But when it comes to their emotions, we have the moon here. They're all over the place, and they're like, well, it's not exactly a lie, because I truly did feel that way the last time we've talked, but now I've kind of changed my mind, right? So at the time when I told you that thing, that's what I really meant, type of energy. We have the maestro, and we have understanding, community, and ingenuity. So this person thinks that they're pretty damn smart, pile number 2. Okay. They may even feel that they're right all the time, or be quite arrogant with this Aries and Ace of Swords about their opinions. Okay. They might be very fierce and assertive at times about their opinions. And this could be somebody that in the past has bought you flowers or given you flowers, because I'm seeing the flowers here. Okay. And this is somebody who thinks that they're the maestro, that they're like directing everything, and everything starts kind of because of them. And everything is the way that it is kind of because of them. Okay. And they think that they're very understanding, and they feel that they're very open to the truth, and that they're very open to understanding others. They think that they're quite clever and smart, is another thing here, pile number 2. And they are accusing you of emotionally overreacting. Okay, because here's the thing. I feel like this person made you certain promises, right? And they told you like, hey, I'm a person, I keep my promises. Or if I say I'm going to do something, I show up. All right. Ace of Swords and Aries. And, you know, I'm a person that is, you know, very busy, but I'm very active, but I'm also very assertive. And if I want something, I say something. Okay. And this is a person who's like, I want to date you, or I want to talk to you, or get to know you. And then when they pull out from those plans, or they're not like around, they're telling you that you're emotionally overreacting. And they're telling you you're overthinking the situation, which is causing a flood of unnecessary emotions. Well, here's the thing I would say to them: when you make promises to people that you'll be there, that, you know, something XYZ is going to happen, they're going to make that happen. And then a person pulls out at the last minute and gives some weird watered down excuse for it, it kind of, it's like, okay. And what I feel like this person is saying it's not that big of a deal. I feel like I just needed to change the plans. You're reading way too much into it. You're emotionally overreacting. You're assuming what I'm saying isn't true, and it is true, and I'm not lying. Okay. So there's this thing going on between you two, pile number two, where they're saying, like, with this moon and emotionally overreacting and storm fields, like you're making a bigger deal out of this than it is. If I wanted to be somewhere, I'd be there. But, because Aries really has that and energy, okay, of like, you inspired me to talk to you and reach out to you and try to make a connection with you, I feel like is what this person is saying, but you're really overreacting to it and you're getting way too emotional. And all I did was like change a plan, right? But pile number two, okay, so that's what this person is quote unquote saying about you. But at the same time, I mean, if they're this and that are true, I do feel like this person is bending the truth here a little bit, okay? And we have age issues. So this could be somebody that we see an older person and a younger person kissing on the card here. So this could be like, well, you don't really understand because there are age issues or maturity issues. And this could be where they're saying, I told you I wasn't feeling well or I had to go to that doctor's appointment or whatever. And you're not understanding because you're young. Also, young people have a way of emotionally overreacting to things and getting really emotional about things. This person may be saying to other people that, they honestly like talking to you, or they honestly were looking forward to getting to know you, but there is the age issues or quote unquote maturity issues are too big, or there's problems going on with the age between you and this other person. You feel too old or too young to date and have issues with your partner's age. Okay, so somebody could be talking about somebody's age. And, I feel with Aries energy, Aries is very sprightly. Okay, and Aries can keep up, right, with things. And usually Aries are very dynamic, and I had an uncle who was an Aries, and he was riding motorcycles in his 70s, and he looked like he was 70 something, but he looked like he was 55, So age is just a number, but this could be somebody who is using age as an excuse to get out of something, or is blaming something on age related issues. Okay, we have gilded regret here. And I regret to inform you, but, blah, 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 that type of thing. And I'm sorry it didn't work out. And I wish I would have made the time, or I wish things would have happened differently type of energy there. We have escapism, okay? Detaching from a struggle and facing reality, okay? And this person could be saying that basically that you are not facing the truth in the situation, or that, somebody is emotionally overreacting and not facing the truth and escaping the reality, trying to escape the reality of the situation. Okay. And I feel like what you guys are saying is this person is going to regret this. Okay. And maybe you told this person, hey, you think you're in control of everything, or, you want to walk away from this, that's fine, but you're going to regret it, that type of thing. Okay. And sometimes with escapism, we can feel really happy or really lucky to get away from something, and we don't realize that we are going to regret it. Okay. And also, this person could be talking about how you like to go on trips a lot, or how you like to maybe be very impulsive or frivolous about things in your life, and that you are too young for them or too old for them in some way. But I also feel like there is a hypocrisy here with this Seven of Swords, because I feel like this person is kind of escaping in this situation, and they are going to regret it. And I feel like some of the things they're pointing out are kind of true and kind of not true all at the same time. Pile number two. And, sometimes sometimes we go back and forth between emotionally overreacting to something and just completely like numbing out to something. Okay. Or just completely not wanting to deal with something. And we can swing back and forth between overreacting and not wanting to deal with something. And both can be regrettable. All right. But this person is pointing out emotions and age issues. And, but I feel like what you guys are saying is this person is just saying all this as an excuse, kind of to escape, and they're going to regret their choice, right? But the fact that they just can't tell you straight out what's going on and be honest about it, and instead have to do some type of elaborate lying or escape to kind of, or make up sort of half truths about what is going on, is really not living up to their promise of being direct and honest with you. And this could be a person that promised you that they were going to be direct and straightforward and honest with you, who put a big value on that as you two were getting to know each other. But come to find out, they sort of like, and maybe they were afraid that you were going to emotionally overreact or go crazy on them or whatever. But pile number two, I feel like it's really like taking the easy way out is what I feel like this person did. Like, I'm taking the easy way out. And they're saying, you didn't make this easy for me. And people can see that we're not, compatible with each other because of certain age-related issues. And, but I feel like what you guys are saying is that's an excuse, or you're not telling the truth, or you weren't being truthful from the very beginning. Okay. We have ascendant and entrance. Okay. And this person could have made a very big splash in your life, pile number two, from the time that you met them. And, and this ascendant can talk about, I regret meeting someone, or I regret telling these lies, or I regret, it's like, I regret that we tried to talk and make something work here, because it just didn't work out, and now like feelings are hurt, or we're never gonna talk again. And here's the thing, I actually feel like this person is, the things they're accusing you of, they are overreacting to things, pile number two. And there could also be, with the ascendant here, there could be talking about a person's body, or talking about the way a person looks in relation to their age. Okay. Somebody could be talking shit about, this is somebody who could say, well, I'm a very direct and honest person, Ace of Swords. And they're really, really nice to your face, but behind your back, they're telling stuff about you. They're talking about your relationships. They're talking about age issues in your relationships. They're talking about whether people are gaining weight or losing weight. They're talking about people looking old versus you looking old or them looking old. This could definitely be with the ascendant, somebody, because the ascendant in astrology has to do with our physical body and the way that we look, right? So somebody who is saying things about the way a person looks or the way that their body is looking. All right. And yeah, and I feel some of it is excuses that they're going to regret. And there is something here about maturity and age and the way somebody looks or the way somebody dresses or just the way a person physically looks, okay? And I see card 32 and 35. Maybe some of you here are like, there's not even that big of an age difference between us, Natalie. Like, I know who you're talking about. And the age difference between us is not even that big of a deal. Geez, So that could definitely be, but talking about somebody in the way they look and how they're aging or that can definitely come up. All right. And I do feel like someone is going to regret what they said or regret what they did here. Pile number 2, somebody talking about somebody's age or how they're looking lately. Not good. All right. We have be assertive. Okay. So this is about directly and honestly confronting. And maybe some of you are like, I wish I would have called this person out at the time. Okay. I wish I would have, Natalie, I wish I would have said something at the time. I didn't want to hurt their feelings. But honestly, pile number 2, I feel like you guys could say something mean about their age or the way they look if you wanted to, right? That's the weird thing about it is I feel like you could say something in return if you wanted to as well. All right. But you're not going to do that. I don't think. Pile number 2. All right. But this is about being like assertive, right? And Aries energy is very assertive. It's very daring and fierce and assertive and courageous. Okay. So Spirit is saying here for you guys, if you feel that somebody is talking about you or the way you look or your body or, Spirit's telling you to be assertive in this situation and be direct and be honest. And the only way sometimes to deal with people who are constantly telling white lies and accusing other people of being something they aren't is sometimes to confront it head on in a nice way, right? We don't need to lose our temper or blow up on someone, but we can be direct about it. We can definitely be direct. And Spirit is saying, perhaps some of you are like, yeah, I wish I would have called this person out. I knew that they were doing that. I knew what they were doing. They kept saying that they were a very direct, honest, and assertive person, but they're not. They only say whatever to make the other person feel good, and then behind the scenes, do whatever they want. Okay? And they're saying, I'm the young one, or I'm the immature one, or I'm the one that's overreacting. And actually, it's them. Okay? And it's really ballless behavior, pile number 2, to act the way that this person has acted. And I feel like you being very assertive and calling it out and saying how you feel about it and being very direct about it in a mature, calm, and nice way is the way to go in this situation. Okay? If you feel like somebody is talking about you and the way that you look and and whatever, I feel like pile number 2, you have my permission to call that out for sure. Okay, so pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my lovelies. Do let me know in the comments if you know who this person is, or if you know exactly what I'm talking about. Pile number 2. Let's move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the Truth card, and today's reading is called Who is Talking Shizz? And what are they saying? And what can you do about it? Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get into your reading, pile number 3. And we are going to look at who is talking shizz. Okay, what you can do about it. Who is talking shiz on my pile number 3s? Let's see here. All right. Ooh, we've got the Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Well, I wouldn't want to mess with pile number 3. I'll tell you that much. Pile number 3, you guys are coming up as the Queen of Wands. We've got the Prince of Knives. That's going to be the Knight of Swords. We've got the Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. We've got 2 people, and we have the 8 of Cups. Pile number 3, okay? There's 2 people showing up in your reading talking shiz, okay? There are people that you have left behind in the past, and there are people that I'm getting something about somebody that used to date you, or an old friend, or somebody that used to date you, okay? And interesting, it's somebody that you left in the past, okay? It's somebody whose hands are still tied, okay? It's somebody who has 2 people who've seen you grow into the beautiful person that you are today, and still see that you are a very sexy, seductive, amazingly hot individual, okay, Queen of Wands, who still are sad that you are not with them, okay? And this could be somebody that ended it with you, who told you their hands were tied and they couldn't do anything in this situation, and they ended it with you. And this could be also somebody who tried to date you, who talked a lot, who was always constantly talking and trying to get your attention, but never followed through with anything. So those are 2 people that I am getting. 2 people where it did not work out with them for whatever reason. And let's find out why they are talking shiz. We have Canary Spirit, sing your own song. Interesting. This could be a musician. This could be somebody who sings, somebody who talks a lot, somebody who plays an instrument, okay? This could be somebody you were in a band with a long time ago. This could be somebody who you went to see their show, or they went to see your show, okay, that type of thing. I am getting something about that. We have an Aquarius. Okay, so some of you here, you could have Aquarius in your own chart, or there is an Aquarius who is definitely coming through, okay? And interestingly, I feel like the Canary is with the Knight of Swords. Somebody who talks a lot and maybe talked your ear off, or is like constantly reaching out to you and is like, hey, do you want to, or in the past constantly reached out to you but never like really made a plan or like invited you to their show or constantly talked about wanting to date you. Pile number 3. Okay, this could be somebody who constantly was singing your song, somebody who constantly wanted to date you. And then I'm also getting someone from your past that is really pissed off towards you because they see that you're still hot, that you're still sexy, that you're still independent, that you're still a boss, that you're still looking good. And they're pissed because and this could be a person in your past, pile number 2, that you dated that, or pile number 3 that you dated that was not a good person. Okay, this could be a person that was jealous of you. This could be a person that was envious of you at times. This could be a person that was always jealous that other people were talking to you, but would never like show their jealousy towards that. This could be somebody who looks up your picture and sees that you're still looking beautiful and thriving and being a really sexy person that you are, and sees that and is pissed off about it. And actually, I feel like this Knight of Pentacles is more of a hater. Okay, this could be somebody who ended the relationship with you with something like my hands are tied or I can't do this anymore or whatever, but they still have, this person has animosity, I feel. Now, this Knight of Swords does not have animosity per se towards you, okay? They feel like you're a badass who came on the scene and like really challenged them in a lot of ways, and they've wanted to talk to you for a long time, but then once they finally get your attention, they get really quiet and then they don't say anything and nothing really goes anywhere. Okay? And for those of you that are artists yourself, and I feel like your success as a person has outweighed what these people have done, and some of them could be jealous or intimidated by that, or talk a big game, like they want to go out with you, but then they're like, no, they like are really quiet. So I feel like there's 2 people. One of them could definitely be an Aquarius. There could be an Aquarius, or you have Aquarius in your chart and you've made a very big impact on this person, like essentially blowing up their world. And they are trying to act very edgy and detached towards you, that they don't care, and they don't give a crap, and they're glad that it's over. But pile number 3, a person doesn't hold on to that level of emotional resentment towards someone unless there isn't still feelings there. Do you know what I'm saying? Pile number 3. So we've got balancing act here. Okay. And let's see what else we have. And maybe, okay, this person, and you know, when you're a powerful person and you have a strong sexuality, it can be hard to find the right balance in connections, and sometimes relationships can end because the energy is not balanced, or because there's jealousy in relationships, and maybe you've broken quite a few hearts. You can see she's standing at the edge of a cliff, and there's a bunch of hearts falling off of this crazy ship that is like teetering all over the place. Okay. And there could be these 2 people are saying, oh, you know, pile number 2 or pile number 3's relationships are never going to work out. They always end up going down in flames. And pile number 3 isn't that great of a singer or artist anyway. I don't know why they think they're such hot shit. I'll show them, like that type of energy. And talking about how your relationships are always going to end because you break everybody's hearts, or you don't care, or people leave, or that type of thing. Okay. Or just feeling like, looking at you like your relationships are never going to work out because you're controlling, or you make other people feel trapped, or it's a crazy time being with you, like it's disruptive, that type of stuff. But yet at the same time, they still are in love with you. So what the fuck are they talking about? Pile number 3. At the same time, they still watch you, like you, try to holler at you. I feel like this Page of Pentacles is definitely not gonna holler at you, but this Knight of Swords will. This Page of Pentacles is holding on to seething resentment towards you, and you've been different than anyone they've ever dated in their life, and you left a big mark on their life, and they feel like because of the way you are, you're not really ever going to have a good relationship. But maybe some of you here are in a good relationship, or you have had good relationships, and they can't figure out how this has happened because they think you're such a bitch, or they're still so emotionally resentful towards you. So it's an interesting situation. We have clouds, confusion, depression, and sad. Okay. And that's what some of these people that have been left in the past, maybe you guys decided to choose yourself, and you've left people in the past, and you're like, yeah, I left these suckers in the past and left them hanging on because they were bringing me down. All right. And they could be saying that you're sad, or that you're a confused person, or that you're a depressed person. But for pile number 3, from where I'm sitting, you look sexy as hell, and you look like you're doing fine to me based on this Queen of Wands. Okay. You look like you're happy and fulfilled and naughty and protected. You look good to me, pile number 3. So we have R1, Master of the Great Hunt. Okay. And these people, it says natural balance and balancing act. So these people are pissed because they are like, well, I'm like Thor, and I was going to challenge you, and I'm here to balance you out, and I should be the authority over you. Okay, there's a lot of control issues here, pile number 3. I don't know what it is about you, but something about you throws these, and I'm going to say these men, because there's 2 men here. And again, this could be, 2 women, etc. But I'm just going to say some of you here throw these men into an absolute tizzy, or into an absolute ego situation where they feel that they need to tango with you in some way to try to maybe take you down a peg, or lower your self-esteem or your self-confidence, and try to hunch you and take you, and, beat their chest about it. And what ends up happening is they just end up confused, sad, and depressed because they can't, and you just keep on keeping on, pile number 3. So this is very interesting energy. And jealousy, exactly. And these people are talking shit about you, saying, oh, none of your relationships are going to work out, and nothing is going to go well because everyone is really sad when they're with you, and depressed when they're with you, because you have to hog all the attention, or you have to be the main whatever. I mean, pile number 3, what is going on with these losers, pile number 3? and they accuse you of being jealous and spiteful towards them, but I actually feel like they're jealous of you, particularly this Prince of Pentacles, who would be happy to see negative things come your way in life and would look and go, oh, see, I told you, right? That's karma, that type of thing. And then we've got this weak-willed pussy over here, this Knight of Swords, who tries to be better than you, or says that you're sad without them, or tries to get you to go out with them and is sad because you won't go out with them or whatever. But it's like they're kind of all talk, okay? And what it boils down to is these people being jealous and intimidated by you, okay? And they're telling you that you have past wounds of jealousy that are in need of healing, and that you are greater than you know. The thing is, pile number 3, is I feel like you know that you're pretty great. I don't feel like you need either one of these people to prop you up, okay? And everybody loves a damsel in distress, right? Pile number 3, but what about the damsel that is kicking ass and taking numbers, okay? And I feel like that's you. And these people are mad and jealous that things in your life, when they do work out, are working out. And it's like, oh, they could have told you, oh, if you're not with me, you'll lose everything. If you're not with me, nothing good will happen to you. And yet here you are, elevated. You're actually elevated. You're sitting up on a throne, and there's a Black Panther that is protecting you. So I don't know what they're talking about, jealousy, blah, blah, blah. Maybe this person was using controlling tactics, like trying to make you jealous while you were with them. And it did bring out an angry, jealous side of you. But I mean, if you mess with the, like they say, if you mess with the bull, you're going to get the horns. Or if you mess with the lion, you're gonna get the teeth, right? So there could be people here that tried to make you purposely jealous and make you purposely mad, sad, or confused. Pile number 3, okay? And then they're saying that you're jealous of them, okay? Which is just crazy. And they're trying to say, oh, I hunted you down and I helped make you what you are today. And it's like, yeah, I don't think so. We've got not my type, okay? Be open to different types of people, because you may be surprised who you find. Now, these people could be saying, oh, you're just mad because I told you you weren't my type, and now you're sad and confused because I told you this, especially this piss-talking Knight of Swords over here could be like, well, you weren't my type anyway. And I feel like what you guys are saying is, you're saying, who said you were my type, right? Who said that you were my type? Who said that I liked you in the first place, okay? And I don't care if I'm not your type. I've moved on, and you're still out here whistling around like I care, and I don't care, I feel like, is what you guys are saying. Good for you, pile number 3. But these people saying, oh, you're jealous because and confused or sad because I didn't hunt you, or I didn't go after you because you're not my type, this type of thing. And it's like, okay, well, how come you sat there trying to talk to me for months and months on end then? Like, what's the point? And I feel like, especially with this Knight of Swords, it's like, what's the point, man? What is the point of even saying that? We have perchance to dream, okay? And this can be where having someone in our lives actually holds us back from what we want to be doing in our life, okay? And this This Prince of Pentacles is nasty. Pile number 3. This is a nasty person who still has a lot of vitriol for you for some reason and is jealous of what you've accomplished in your life, or jealous of the good things that you've managed to create in your life, and goes around saying that you held them back from accomplishing their dreams or their goals. And what I would say to that person is stop blaming other people for your own failures in life, okay? And there is definitely something going on with this second person here. And I'm glad that if you stay away from that person, or you don't talk to them anymore, or they're not in your life, good. This is a person who would be happy to cause bad things to happen in your life, or would be happy to see your ego taken down a notch, okay? And believes that you're directly responsible for holding them down or tying their hands and stopping them from leaving, or keeping them from their quote unquote greatness. And, maybe they should spend some time being less jealous, like a fucking little bitch. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, I'm going to tell you, I had an ex at one point in my life who was very, jealous and negative towards some of the things. Like, I remember when I started learning astrology, this person was very oh, you think, like, because I was studying with a certain teacher, he's like, oh, you think you're so great because you're da 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 da, like, just very negative towards the things I was trying to pursue in my life, and always trying to take me down a notch, and always trying to be in some type of competition with me. And to me, when a man acts that way towards a woman, that is pure bitch behavior, right? Because what are we? Are we in high school? Are we mean girls? Are we in a competition here? Am I in a competition with my boyfriend over who can be the biggest bitch? I don't think so, And so this attitude towards someone in your life that you supposedly care about doing something good with themselves, or being proud of something that they're doing, this bitch ass attitude towards that is very, very small dick energy. Pile number 3. It is very, very, it is minuscule energy. And so for those of you that have had people like that in your life, like, this person still is having resentment, they still talk shit, whatever. But at the end of the day, you're where you are for a reason. Pile number 3. And it's not because of bitch ass losers. I'll tell you that much. Pile number 3. We have no boundaries. Difficult to establish healthy respect. Yeah, and you see two partners walking in the opposite direction from each other. It's difficult to establish healthy boundaries and take care that your needs are met, okay? And this could be somebody who said that you were jealous and that you had no boundaries to the things that you wanted or demanded from them, or that you were always trying to control them, when at the same time, I feel like this person is very controlled by their resentment and emotions towards you. So, people enact a powerful response in us because of what is within us, not necessarily everything having to do with what's within them, right? But maybe there was some poor boundaries in a relationship, and it's like two people walking in the opposite direction, and needing to, and there could have been a real issue with respect in this relationship or in this situation, where it felt more like a competition between two people instead of two people on a healthy journey to respect and support one another. And so, yeah, there is definitely something going on with that. And just because you want to move ahead in your life and support where you're headed doesn't mean that you don't support the other person, okay? But if this person expects you to totally give up your dreams in order to support them, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because relationships should be mutually supportive, not the other person having to give up everything they've worked hard on for the other person, right? So, or demanding that of other people. And what we have here is we have solar flares and activation, okay? And I think that this relationship, especially with this Prince of Pentacles, activated you towards something better. Pile number 3. Now, these people are kind of casualties along the road of your journey. And, maybe it was meant to be that way. Pile number 3. There's a harshness. There's a superficiality and a harshness that I feel that has caused some of your relationships to end. And there could have been a lot of jealousy and a lot of, holding each other back and a lot of controlling aspects to things. But I also feel like, coming out on top and coming out in your own world is important here, pile number 3. And it's important not to let it shake your confidence. It's important to be strong in who you are. It's important to believe in what you're doing in the world. It's important not to lose your capacity to love and trust others, okay? And I do feel some of these people have been perhaps instrumental in some ways of creating situations in your life that actually elevates you and cause you to go to the next level, even if at the time they were painful and you didn't want to let go, or it was hard to let go, okay? But these situations have also served as activations, I feel like, towards your life purpose, pile number 3. We have within the next few weeks, okay? So for those of you that are still dealing with one of these two people or have one of these two people in your life, Spirit is saying there's going to be a situation that comes up within the next few weeks that's going to reactivate some of these situations that have been going on in your life with relationships. And they're reminding you to not stoop to their level. They're reminding you to keep your peace. They're reminding you to work with people in your life who are worthy of being worked with. They're reminding you that life is a balancing act and that we need to find compromise in what we're doing. And that if there is a flare-up of jealousy or blame or confusion that comes up in the next couple of weeks, they're just letting you know to hold your position, to not worry, okay, to be patient, and to let whatever is going to come to you and not try to force it. You're in a great position. You don't need to lower yourself to any of this energy, okay? And there could be an activation around your work, your career, what you're trying to create in your life, something that comes up that activates you to a new place of creativity, which could be very jarring, but also very positive in a lot of ways, pile number 3. So that is what I am getting for you, my friends. I hope that reading resonated for you, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Take care. Bye-bye.